Hi, my name is Cole Jarvis. Today I'll be discussing a federal antitrust class action involving two of the largest companies in the global consumer market, Walmart and PepsiCo. This case demonstrates the importance of market power and competition. Specifically, in this case, the lawsuit claims that Walmart used its position as the largest retailer in the world to pressure PepsiCo into adopting pricing strategies that ultimately limited competition in the retail beverage market. To understand why this allegation is so significant, we really need to go through the process of steps to show the relationship between these two companies. The U.S. beverage market is dominated by a small number of really established firms. On the manufacturing side, PepsiCo is one of the largest beverage and snack manufacturers in the world. On the retail side, Walmart is one of the largest retailers in the world. When you combine one of the world's largest product manufacturers with the largest world's retailer, you tend to create one of the most powerful supplier to retailer relationships in the global market. And in this relationship is where the case begins. Walmart's size gives it a significant negotiation over suppliers. In this case, Walmart actually represents 11% of PepsiCo's total net revenue. When comparing business ownership, 10% is considered control. So similar in this case, 10% net revenue coming from one single consumer is considered also control because losing that customer would create a significant financial loss. This means when Walmart negotiates with PepsiCo, the relationship is between not two equal partners, but instead Walmart holds a substantial leverage because PepsiCo cannot easily replace that level of business. This imbalance in bargaining power really becomes a key factor when the allegations are presented in this lawsuit, whenever you're presenting the claims regarding these losses and restriction limitations, etc. Walmart's retail strategy has always been built around one similar concept to sell the products at a lower price than its competitors, hence the slogan, Save Money, Live Better, Walmart. The federal class action claims that PepsiCo and Walmart coordinated a pricing strategy with the intention of inflating both wholesale and retail prices for PepsiCo soft drink products above competitive levels. With PepsiCo and Walmart both among the most dominant players in their respective market segments, this can artificially inflate market prices. Given that Walmart is the largest company by revenue in the world, this in turn makes vendors indispensable, resulting in Walmart strong-arming suppliers during negotiations, in this case, PepsiCo. Walmart influence over PepsiCo, as it has a controlling share of the soft drink manufacturing market, has resulted in conditions that directly affect pricing decisions among competitive retailers. The class action complaint really supports the claim that PepsiCo monitors Pepsi's products and categorizes all retailers under Walmart's established price as offenders, thus resulting in the accused being subjected to wholesale price product increases and or reducing promotional support. Through this process, PepsiCo directly influenced competing retailers to maintain higher prices, trafficking consumers to Walmart for better competitor pricing. If the price gaps were at a balance, Walmart would pressure for actions taken by PepsiCo to resume the competitive retail pricing strategy of undermining the price leadership with our Walmart competition. When competitors cannot sell Pepsi products cheaper than Walmart, Walmart maintains a consistent pricing advantage. Retailers become discouraged from lowering prices, then competition within the market begins to weaken. And as competition decreases, prices for consumers may remain artificially higher than what they would have been at the competitive market. The plaintiffs in this case argued that the pricing system is distorted the competition across the retail and beverage market. Relevant law to consider is that the alleged coordination of Walmart and PepsiCo really demonstrates the structure where a dominant industry leader, Walmart, uses a water-based leverage to force PepsiCo to fulfill the inventory that undermines Walmart's competition. This leverage is supported by Walmart's significant contribution of that 11% of the total net revenue. Under Section 1 of the Sherman's Antitrust Act, firms cannot coordinate with the intention to suppress or inflate competitive pricing by forcing offenders competing retailers who did not comply with PepsiCo's price strategy balance, the consequences of wholesale price increases or reducing promotional efforts directly discouraging retailers from producing competitive level pricing. This conducted activity directly manipulates the market behavior nationwide, thus making it unlawful. Section 2 of the Sherman Antitrust Act prohibits firms from gaining market dominance by influencing supplier pricing policies. In this case, Walmart leveraged its pricing power against PepsiCo to implement restrictions that discourage competing price levels. Thus, Walmart markets influence directly limiting competitors' opportunities, making it also unlawful. Section 1 and 3 of the Clayton Act are intended to limit wholesale pricing structures that put retailers at a disadvantage. If a supplier imposes penalties on retailers, such as PepsiCo has done, as previously stated, it results in preferred retail price points not being able to be sustained, decreasing the competition within the market, especially if they're faced with these higher wholesale price and reduced promotional support and etc. Stakeholders really impacted directly from these actions are small grocery chains, which often operate on extremely tight profit margins and may struggle to compete with Walmart's pricing power. Convenience stores and regional retailers may also face difficulty matching Walmart's prices and if their wholesale prices cost increase. Food service distributors that purchase Pepsi products could also experience higher costs, and ultimately consumers will directly be affected as well due like pass through costs from the retailer onto them. Recommendations that can be due to inhibit this from happening again. We need to reduce the risk of antitrust violations by having more compliance measures to be implemented in the current systems. First, companies should strengthen internal antitrust compliance programs to make sure that supplier negotiations follow the federal competition laws. Second, retail price monitoring should be used only for market research and analysis, not to put pressure on retailers to adjust pricing behavior. Third, wholesale pricing should rely on transparent volume-based discounts, where retailers purchasing larger quantities receive lower prices due to legitimate economic efficiencies. And then also, companies should maintain documentation showing pricing decisions made independently and competitively. This case overall highlights an important issue in the modern competition of law. When extremely large companies interact with the same supply chain, the combined market power can really influence the entire nation, especially the industry, if not multiple industries. If the claims in this lawsuit are proven to be true, the conducted policies would represent a violation of federal antitrust law and distortion of the fair market competition. Antitrust laws exist to ensure that no company, no matter how large, can manipulate the market in ways that harm their competitors or the consumers. I believe that Walmart ultimately forced PepsiCo to violate the antitrust law, and I personally think that's the main issue. Thank you.